Hello everyone and welcome! In a previous video I talked about bank accounts, opening them, and getting a debit card, so I figured the next logical step would be to talk about credit cards. So before we touch on, whether I think you should or should not get a credit card, I think it's best if we go through the basics of what a credit card is and how it works first. So let's just get straight into it. How a credit card works basically is what a debit card does is you have a checking account. Every time you swipe your debit card, it just directly takes money out of your checking account. How a credit card works is you're basically borrowing money that you're spending. So the creditor, which is the person that's lending you the money, when you swipe the credit card, you're not spending your money. No money is coming out of your own bank account yet. You're spending that person, whoever is lending you the money, the credit card company, you're spending that person's money first. You're borrowing their money and you're paying for whatever it is that you want to buy. Then the point is, once you've borrowed that money, it's not yours. So you're going to need to return it at some point, right? And so that you have to pay back your credit card. And so what a lot of people are afraid of is when you spend that credit card, you use it, and you don't pay it back, that's when you get into credit card debt, right? Because you're in debt, you owe somebody money. And then there's really high interest rates on credit cards, exorbitant. You'll see 16%, 20%. I think I've seen 30% sometimes. They're just really high and they add up, right? And that's why a lot of people are afraid of using a credit card because they're afraid of getting into this credit card debt. And so what a lot of people don't understand is that when you use a credit card, you are borrowing money and there is a really high interest rate, but you don't have to pay that interest rate if you pay it back on time, right? So let's say I use my credit card, I buy something that's $100, in January. If I pay it back, out of my own checkings account, I take 100 and I pay back that 100 that I borrowed from the credit card company by the end of January or whenever my month term is over, I don't owe anything. I'm basically using that person's money for the moment and I'm paying them back. And as long as I do it within the time frame I need to do it in, there is no interest rate. So that's the basic gist of how credit cards work. You borrow somebody else's money and you pay it back at some point. If you pay it back on time, no interest rate. If you pay it back late, that's where you get into the interest rate and then you get into debt and you have to pay a lot more money, and that's just really bad, okay? And so a little bit more information in addition to how credit cards work, which I might delve deeper in another video. You can get credit cards at a wide variety of places. Stores these days even have credit cards. You could get, let me see, I think there's like a Best Buy credit card, there's Apple credit card. There's so many places you can get credit cards in this day and age, and some credit cards have annual fees. Some do not. The annual fees dictate what kind of rewards you can get and all that, and so it's really up to you whether you want to go for one that has an annual reward, one that doesn't, which one's cheaper for you based on how much you spend and all of that nitty gritty. And then the other thing is a lot of credit cards do offer like a bonus when you sign up. Like they have partnerships with airlines and hotels. Like if you sign up now and you spend however much in the first 3 months, it's typically, they'll give you, however many points with Hilton or with United Airlines or whatever. And so a lot of people will do something called credit card churning, where they open a lot of these different credit cards for those specific reward points. And so I'm not going to talk about that in this video, and I might talk about the pros and cons in another video, but that is an option that some people do. And another thing about credit cards, like with the bank accounts that I talked about, you do need to be 18 or older to get a credit card on your own. But for those of you who are younger than 18, or if you're a parent of a child who is younger than 18 and you want to help them establish their credit history, what you can do, which is really amazing, that I wish my parents had done for me earlier, is even though the child themselves cannot get a credit card in their name, they can be an authorized user on another person's credit card. So for example, if you're a parent and you trust your child, you can put them as an authorized user under your credit card, which means, hopefully you have the money that you're using your credit card responsibly, and you make sure that your child will use that credit card that's technically under your account responsibly. What that allows them to do is, even though they're using your money to spend, which, typically as a parent, you're already buying things for your child, right? But what happens is when you put your child under your account, you're helping them build a credit history already on your account, on your money, because hopefully you have enough money to be supporting all of you responsibly. By having them under your account, even though they're not allowed to have their own credit card, because they're under your account and they're spending your money responsibly, they're starting to build their own credit using your money. So that's a great way to help get your child ahead, even just by putting them on your account when they're really young. They might not even be buying things, but you're helping them establish that credit already. So if you're under 18, or if you have a child that's under 18, that is a great way to help them get started early in life and set them up for the future when they probably will need loans and need a good credit score, because you need a good credit score for a lot of great things in life. So hopefully that was helpful, and you now know a little bit more about how credit card works and how you can open one or get one if you're under 18. If you did like this video, please leave a like. Let me know in the comments if any of this was helpful, or if you are still confused on anything or want me to touch on anything else. Thank you guys again for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Have a great day. Bye.